Guys, this is FGS Game Right here, and today we're going to be reacting to why Marcus Rashford is perfect for Barcelona. So if you guys don't already know, if you guys were listening to the media recently, especially if you follow Barca, if you're a Barca fan, you would already know that we just signed Marcus Rashford on a year loan deal. Here we go from Fabrizio Romano. As I'm recording this video right now, the Santos Flamengo reaction video is being uploaded as we speak while I'm recording right now. So yeah, like I said, Marcus Rashford, here we go. 1 year loan deal to Barcelona from Fabrizio Romano. In my opinion, I feel like we can't go I feel like we can't go bad with this transfer. I think everything's good about this transfer. We already saw how slow Deco's been for the past month and a half, gooning for Luis Diaz, fiending to get this nigga. And we finally got Marcus Rashford. You cannot imagine how happy I was when I saw we got this nigga Marcus Rashford on a 1 year loan deal. Where finally Deco's finally not putting his hand in Luis Diaz's ass, and he's finally going for an actual left winger that will be a low risk deal, and it won't cost 100 million because Diaz was apparently going for 100 million, and Bayern was we and Bayern were in the race. Barca and Bayern were in the race, and I'm just so glad we didn't sign Luis Diaz, bro. I'm so happy we didn't sign Luis Diaz. I feel like signing Rashford can only benefit us unless he doesn't perform, but I think for the most part it can benefit us as he's not only a lower signing. He won't risk much. He won't risk much when it comes to financial. He won't risk much when it comes to money and revenue because of his wages and all that. It's Fabrizio said, and not only him, reliable what is it? Transfer I don't know. Reliable journalists, or like I don't know. Reliable people like Fabrizio Romano said that, what is it? Marcus Rashford is going to take a large pay cut to join Barca. So like his wages is like over 300K at Man United. As like I think because like I heard that Marcus Rashford's wages was over 300K. So he's going to take a large pay cut to join us. So those wages are probably going to go down by half, and I can only see this being a good signing for us in my opinion. And also, I feel like Marcus Rashford would be a good signing, and he'll benefit us because he's very versatile. He can play anywhere in the attack. He can play left. He can play right. And he can play as a number 9 or a central or as a striker. He can be a good backup for Lewandowski or even Varane if you don't want to play him. And then he can also be a good backup for Rafinha. His main position, though, is left winger. We mainly time to be in that left winger spot. But he can also play number 9. So yeah. So yeah. 3, 2, 1. Let's react to this video.
Marcus Rashford is a polarizing player. Some fans love him, even claiming at one point that he was better than Mbappe.
There right now is Marcus Rashford. He was ahead of Mbappe, he was ahead of Haaland. I mean, that shows how highly he can be rated. Do you think he's in that caliber?
It's kind of crazy that people thought that Rashford was better than Mbappe or Haaland. It just shows at the time how promising Rashford is, and how promising Rashford was at the time, and how much potential this nigga had. In my opinion, he stayed at Man United too long. In my opinion, he should have went to another team, developed there, improved more there. I don't know, because he had some good seasons in Man United. He had some bad ones too, so I don't know. In my opinion, saying that he's better than Mbappe or Haaland is crazy. Mbappe and Haaland are way better than him at the moment. And I feel like career-wise, they're also better than him. And I feel like Mbappe and Haaland are better players as well. But who knows? Who knows what can happen in the future? Football is a very unpredictable sport, and all that. Since Mbappe's at Real Madrid, as a player, I wish him nothing from the worst since he plays for our rivals. But as a person, I like him, obviously. He's probably one of the most likable people in football. But as a player at Real Madrid, our rivals, I wish him nothing from the worst, bro. Do I think Mbappe is gonna play bad at Real Madrid? Absolutely not. It's Mbappe, after all, the guy who scored a hat-trick in the World Cup final. But still, this video is not about Mbappe. This is about Marcus Rashford. So yeah.
Absolutely. It doesn't surprise me when you, as you said, you mentioned the stacks. I think he's a fantastic player, and he's only going to get better once he keeps his head.
Others claim that he's an inconsistent, overrated player that is only hyped
that's crazy,
because of
bro.
English talent.
Call Rashford that, but at the same time, it kind of makes sense.
100% sell him in January. 100%. Get rid of him, yeah.
Yet, despite the mixed opinions,
I might agree with them a little bit because I heard from especially Man United fans that Rashford kind of has an ego. He can be inconsistent at times and all that. So, but I think with Flick, I don't think he will have an ego as much. I think the ego will go away because I feel like he's really put the effort to be at Barca. He really wants to come here. He really wants to play with the best players like Yamal. This guy always comes out and says that I want to play with Yamal. I want to play at Barca. So he obviously has the desire to play here. And now that he's signed here, he's going to be a Barca player. So obviously us Barca fans, we have to back him. We can't hate on him. We can't do all that, He's going to be here for only 1 year after all, like a loan deal, unless he plays really, really well. And all that. Unless he plays really, really well. But yeah. So yeah. I've had I've made this Google Doc about my predictions for the Barca 25-26 season, and I might upload that next after this video, probably sometime tomorrow in my opinion and all that. So I don't know. And yeah. I feel like if we can get his ego sorted and if he can actually play consistently, which I believe we can get those two things sorted under Flick, I feel like Rashford would be a world beater in my opinion. The guy has a lot of attributes. The guy has a lot. In my opinion, Rashford has more pros than cons. He has pace. He has dribbling. He has long shooting. He has power shot. He has long shooting. His power shooting is insane. His shooting in general is insane, in my opinion. And yeah, I feel like he can feed off. He can score goals from I feel like a lot of players will create for him. You have Rafinha, you have Pedri, you have Yamal. Kubasi as well can just ping a pass. I don't know. I feel like he can create. There's a lot of players in this team that can create for him, in my opinion. So I feel like Rashford can score a lot of goals in this team, and I believe he will, even if he's a bench player and he's coming onto the game, consistently, obviously, So yeah.
Barca wanted him. Is he a good signing, or is Deco making another mistake? Let's find out. I don't think many people who watched Flick's Barca would come to the conclusion that another attacker is what the club needs.
The way they create goals from the wide areas, the way they just continuously create
maybe people
opportunities
from the outside don't think that we don't need another attacker, but in my opinion, I feel like most Barca fans think that we do. We need depth for that attack. We might have Rafinha, Yamal, Lewandowski, but what happens if one of them is out because of an injury or they're suspended or something?
They're here to win games and
Who are
trophies,
gonna
and to do
play
that,
for them?
they need someone
We
like
have Varane.
Rashford, who is versatile. He can play up front if needed
That's
and
kinda
take the
it,
load off Lewandowski. Because remember,
We had that
Rashford is
one
about a
Lama Seal
decade
player,
younger than Leva,
but
and
I
he
don't
can
know,
play
bro.
anywhere in the attacking
I'm not
third.
sure if
He
he's
can
good enough.
easily link up with the midfielders and has a great goal-scoring ability.
Yes. I remember that goal against Man City. That goal is insane, bro.
Think of him as an English Ferran Torres, except way deadlier on the wing. This is someone who can take over a game by himself. He can make moments of magic. He can beat his man and then curl it to
I remember
the corner,
that
and he can do it
Rashford
from
versus
any
Barca
position on the
Europa
pitch.
League game
Now, while
where he scored
Rashford
against
can
us,
play
bro. He
anywhere,
was honestly
his best
incredible that
position
game.
is on the left wing. If we look back at his United days, that's really where he did most of his damage.
For me, he can get better and better and better playing the way they did today, playing from the left side, playing with another one as a target man.
Rashford seems old, especially because Barca field teenagers at times, but he's actually around the same age as Rafinha. He just seems a lot older because he's been around forever. He was
Yeah,
listed
that
in The
nigga
Guardian
been-
as the best United prospect in the
that nigga's
2014
been
Next
here since, like,
Generation. He was
2016,
training with
bro.
the United first team at the age of 16, back when Moyes was in charge. Rashford was a generational
Rashford's
talent.
been a
Unfortunately for him,
professional for a
his
while.
rise
He's been
coincided with the
professional for a
worst
long-ass
period
time,
in
in my
United's
opinion.
history. Let me take you back to February of
That's why people
2016.
think
Man
he's, like,
United
30
were
years
desperate.
old, bro, when he's
13
not.
first-team players were injured.
Only
So
like
now
27.
we have 13 players injured or not capable to play.
They had a crucial Europa League match and had barely any attackers left. As a result, a teenager named Marcus Rashford was called up last minute. Then, just before kickoff, Martial got injured in the warm-up, so Rashford was thrown into the starting 11.
18-year-old Marcus Rashford in at the last minute.
He didn't have any time to overthink, no time to prepare. He just had to play, and he exploded. 2 goals in the second half. A 5-1 win. And just like that, Rashford became Manchester United's youngest ever goal scorer in a European competition, breaking a record that was once held by George Best. But he wasn't even done yet. 3 days later, Arsenal came to Old Trafford. Rashford started again, and again he scored twice, this time in the Premier League. He even assisted the third goal, a 3-2 win against one of United's biggest rivals. 2 games, 4 goals, 1 assist. The footballing world was stunned. Louis van Gaal, the manager at the time, called it fantastic.
Young Rashford.
Rashford had arrived. And then came the Manchester
Young Rashford
Derby,
was
City
insane.
vs United, blue vs red. He was just 18 years old, but he didn't care. He danced past City's defense and slaughtered at home.
Fantastic strike. Marcus Rashford.
The only goal of the match. United's first away win at City in 4 years. Rashford became the youngest scorer in the history of the fixture in the Premier League era, even breaking Wayne Rooney's record. Week after week, the kid kept proving that he wasn't a one-hit wonder. A stunning goal against West Ham in the FA Cup. Another winner against Aston Villa. Then he was leading the line at Wembley in the FA Cup final. United lifted the trophy, and Rashford lifted his first silverware. All of this coming just 3 months after his debut. By the end of that season, Rashford had scored 8 goals in 18 games. He won the Jimmy Murphy Young Player of the Year award, and he signed a new contract because everyone at United knew they had a gem. This Marcus Rashford is still in there somewhere. He still has that ability in him. Now I know what you guys
I
might
feel
be
like
saying.
Rashford has his moments,
This is ages
but,
ago.
like, I
Trump
don't
was
know.
still in his first presidency. Well, here's the thing, guys.
Most of the time
United
it's
has
just
been
kinda
a graveyard for
inconsistent. I
careers.
don't know,
As
but I
soon
feel
as
like we
players
can
leave,
unlock
they
the player that
instantly
we
get
saw in
better.
the
So the
22-23
fact that Rashford
season.
was this good, despite the
The
clown show
22-23
around
season
him,
at
it says a
Barca,
lot
because
about
in
his
my
ability.
opinion, the
Between
22-23 season was his
2017 and
best season.
2019, Marcus
That nigga
Rashford
had
wasn't just
30
growing
goals
into a
and,
Manchester
like,
United
11
star. He
assists,
was
bro. That
becoming
guy
one
was
of the most
honestly insane.
exciting young talents in world football. He started in a 4-0 thrashing of West Ham. He actually set up Lukaku's first goal of the season, showing the world that he could be a creator as well as a scorer. A week later, he came on as a sub and scored the opening goal against Leicester. And when he made his Champions League debut in September, he scored again, making it 6 different competitions where he'd scored on his debut. People forget this because it seems like ages ago, and frankly it was. But Marcus Rashford is a special player, and he wasn't slowing down either. He got 2 goals and an assist against Burn Albion in the EFL Cup. He got a game-winning goal against CSK Moscow in December to send United into the Champions League knockouts. By October that year, he already had 12 goal contributions in just 16 games. So it came as no surprise that he finished 3rd in the Golden Boy Award, only behind Kylian Mbappe and Ousmane Dembele. He was being talked about as the future of football, which came as no surprise because look at the 2 guys ahead of him for that Golden Boy Award. They're doing pretty well for themselves. For many fans, Rashford was the one shining light in a United side that still hadn't found its identity since Sir Alex Ferguson left. But then came a challenge for him.
It's been reported by Dimarzio. Dimarzio is saying that in the last few hours, Manchester United have moved for.
I feel like at the same time, Man United's team, it didn't help Rashford at all, in my opinion. I feel like their team kind of let him down at the same time. I feel like Rashford could be so much better, and I feel like Rashford can hit to a higher level if he plays for a team like Barca. I feel like we can really unlock his potential, you know, if he plays for us, you know, because in my opinion, Barca's always been a bigger club than Man United, and I still think that's his day. And at the moment, we are a bigger team than Man United. We're arguably the best team in the world. In my opinion, we are. So, yeah.
Alexis Sanchez to Manchester United.
In January of 2018, United signed Alexis Sanchez, a player who at the time had done incredible for Arsenal before he joined the Red Devils. People wondered if Rashford would still get minutes. Would he be pushed out? Well, he answered in the best way possible. On March 10th, 2018, against Liverpool, Rashford scored both goals in a 2-1 win. It was his first Premier League start of the year, and he delivered. He followed that up with an assist against Sevilla in the Champions League, and then scored the winner on the final day of the Premier League season against Watford. Even though he was sometimes played out of position, Rashford still found a way to make an impact. It's that versatility that I was telling you guys about. The same versatility that he will provide Barca. That year, Mourinho had a lot of faith in him. He featured in almost every single game. Then before the 2018-2019 season, he was handed the iconic number 10 shirt. The same one worn by Rooney, Van Nistelrooy, and Teddy Sheringham. For a local academy kid, it was a huge moment, and it showed a massive amount of belief from the club. Then when Ole took over as the interim manager in December of 2018, Rashford exploded. He scored in Ole's first game in charge, just 3 minutes in against Cardiff. Then he got goals against Bournemouth, Newcastle, and Tottenham. He wasn't just scoring, he was dominating these games. He was playing with confidence, flair. Ole called him a different class, and said that he had the potential to become one of the best strikers in the world.
Absolutely, top class to work with, great kid, great attitude.
And he looked like it. His movement, his shooting. There's not a lot of players who have that sort of pace and power, but are also very good technically on the ball. Rashford ended up reaching 150 appearances for the club, scored in 4 straight league games, a record that only Rooney and Ronaldo had matched at that age, and he became United's youngest player ever to do it. In January of 2019 alone, he was named the Player of the Month, he got the Goal of the Month,
get the shot off, Rashford, oh outstanding,
and he even picked up Premier League Player of the Month. The first United player to win it in over 2 years. But you know what was the real highlight? That unforgettable night in Paris.
It's Paris Saint-Germain
yeah.
versus Manchester United.
I remember seeing this in videos and all that. This game against PSG was insane, man.
The 6th of March, 2019,
Rashford was one of the main reasons why Man
16.
United got
United
to come
were
back
down
in the
2-0
first
from the
place.
first leg against
He
Paris
scored the
Saint-Germain.
winning
Everyone
penalty.
counted them out. They had a lot of injuries, and nobody thought that they could come back against a star-studded PSG team. Except for Rashford. He stepped up. He assisted a goal,
On himself, still by Buffon, oh they've got another one!
and then in the
Oh, I
final
forgot he
minute,
got that
scored a
assist.
penalty to win the tie.
Oh, he smashed it in!
Think about how crazy that was. It was his first ever competitive penalty, and it came at the most crucial moment possible. Score and United are through, but if he missed, they would have been sent packing. At just 21 years old, Rashford became the second youngest United player after Wayne Rooney to score 9 goals in Europe. Ole called him fearless, and he was. He had outplayed Mbappe on a big night. Maybe we will see the same, this time in a Barca jersey. Throughout all the chaos, the managerial changes, and a team still trying to rebuild, Rashford was a beacon of hope. He wasn't just a talented player. He was the player that United fans look for magic. Essentially, he was their Lamine Yamal. In a struggling team, he was carrying the weight. He looked like he was destined to become a United legend. Again, you might be saying this is old news. How far back are we going to show that Rashford was a good player? Well, let me take you back to 2023, where Rashford won the Player of the Year for United. Now, I know what you're thinking. Who cares about the Player of the Year award for that bum club? Well, Rashford won it because he was unreal
this
that
guy's
season.
taking
Just
shots
a year
for
before
United,
that,
man.
his United future looked uncertain. He
they're
scored
kind of
only
a bum
twice
club
under
anyways,
Ragnick,
you know.
lost his place in the team,
I
and
don't
looked
really-
a shadow
I don't
of the
know, bro.
electrifying
I don't really
talent
like
that
the
once
United
burst onto the
fan
scene.
base.
He
They
didn't
love-
even
they
get
love
on
to
the
make
pitch
fun
in
of my
United's
second
final
favorite
few
club,
games of
Arsenal,
the
man.
2022 season. Back
Like,
then, there were already whispers
what are
starting.
you doing
Maybe it
making
was time
fun-
for a
club-
fresh start
making fun of
elsewhere. But
Arsenal,
under
bro?
Eric Ten Hag, Rashford exploded.
They play
he
better
finished the
than
2023
they play
season with
better than
30
you
plus
guys,
goals in
bro.
all
You guys would be
competitions.
like
His
15
best
plus.
ever
Whatever,
tally,
man.
and the highest by any
This video is
United
about
player
Rashford, not
since Sir
United
Alex Ferguson
fan
retired.
base.
Rashford was the first United player to reach that milestone since Robin van Persie in the 2013 season. And in his entire goal tally, just 1 penalty. All of his goals pretty much from open play. Rarely any tap-ins, rarely any pens, just ethical football. For a club that had struggled
his
for
goals were
attacking
insane
consistency
for
in
Man
recent
United.
years,
Everybody
Rashford
remembers
became
that
the
knuckleball
spark, the
free
game
kick against
changer.
Chelsea.
Rashford wasn't just United's top goal scorer, he was their entire attack. Because after the World Cup, he found another gear. From late December into spring, he scored 17 goals in 19 games. He scored at the Camp Nou, a taste of what he can do for Barca.
Bro, I remember
He got a
that,
winner
bro.
against Wolves, another at Wembley in the
I remember
Carabao
how
Cup
insane
final.
this guy
In
was
that
in
stretch,
2023,
there wasn't a
that first
hotter
half,
player
bro.
in Europe. His new celebration, the finger to the head, went
Yes, bro.
viral.
I remember
It
I used to
showed
do
the
that celebration
confidence he
all
was
the
playing
time as a
with. He wasn't
freshman.
just scoring, he was
Back
leading
in
that
freshman
team.
year,
Part of
bro.
his
I'm a
transformation
senior
obviously
now.
came down to the
I
fact that
used
he
to
was
do
staying
that back in
healthy.
freshman
After
year,
years of
man.
pushing through injuries,
Whenever I
Rashford
played for
finally
my
had a
club.
clean run where he was playing without pain. He started more games than anyone else in the squad. Only De Gea and Bruno had played more. That availability helped them build rhythm, and that rhythm helped them create moments of magic for United. Under Ten Hag's system, Rashford had the freedom to attack. and he honestly looked reborn. He was scoring some beautiful goals, cutting in from the left and banging it in. And to be honest, even when you look at his 2025 season, Rashford still had that ability. He wasn't kicked out of United because he was a bad player. In the first few games under Amorim, he looked fantastic. He was scoring, and it looked like the Portuguese system could actually help him reach the levels that we once saw. The issue wasn't footballing ability, but rather the fact that Amorim thought that Rashford lacked work ethic, that he didn't train hard enough.
I have nothing against Marcos. I just have to make the same rules for everybody, and that for me it's so simple.
Now, we don't know what went on behind the scenes. We don't know who's in the right, who's in the wrong. But if Rashford truly had attitude issues, then Emery would not have requested him for his Villa side. It only took a few
that's one thing
seconds
I'm worried about
under the
Marcus
Spanish
Rashford,
manager
his
to
work
prove
ethic,
why
because I've heard a
Rashford
lot
was
of
still
stories
worth
about
believing
him
in.
not
Those
working
seconds
hard
between Lucas
when it comes to
Digne's
training,
curling pass and Rashford's
not
perfect finish
you know,
felt like
not
a breath
like
of fresh air for both the player
not
and
doing
the
his
club.
best in
It was
training. But I feel
Rashford's
like in
first goal in
Flick,
Aston
this
Villa
system that
colours,
we're
and
doing,
it
this
was a
pressing
moment
system,
that
the high
reminded
line,
everyone
I feel like
watching
Rashford
there's still
will
a top player
really
in
have to
there.
work
Emery
hard
saw
if he
what
wants to
Deco
play
saw,
against
a
that
player who
Barca. And I
has
feel like Flick will
firepower,
get that out of him, in
movement,
my opinion.
instinct. Look at his goal against Preston. It wasn't
Especially
flashy.
in a
It
team
was a
and
striker's
tactics
finish,
like
sharp
Flick in
movement,
his
a cool head,
formation
and
and
then
all
a
that.
clean strike into the bottom corner.
Yeah.
It was the kind of goal that comes from years of elite level football, from a player whose muscle memory still knows exactly what to do when the ball drops in the right
I feel
area.
like his
And
loan
then
at
against
Villa wasn't
PSG,
bad in my opinion.
Rashford
I
was
thought he
Villa's
did
most
really
dangerous
well.
player. He was causing so much damage that night. He had a team that made it to the Champions League final, clenching their cheeks every single time he got the ball. That's the type of quality he brings. As a left winger under Flick, I don't see
He
any
looks so
reason
good in
why
that
Rashford
Barca
can't
shirt,
be
bro. I'm so
rejuvenated.
happy,
The
bro.
German has a magical touch.
I'm so glad we
Everyone he
didn't sign
touches
Luis Diaz.
improves. I hope he touches
I
me
can't wait to
next.
see him
Players
play
like
for
Ferran
Barcelona.
Torres, Eric Garcia, even
Just imagine
Lewandowski
him in that
looked
attack.
done at one point in Barcelona
I'm
colours.
just
Yet
fiending
Flick
for this
came in
nigga
and he
to play for us,
transformed.
man.
No reason the same can't be done for the Englishman. Rashford on lower wages offers incredible depth. He can play on the left wing, allowing Rafinha to go to the middle. We've seen how good the Brazilian looks playing.
You can
as
do
an
so
attacking
many
midfielder,
things in that
playing in
attack.
Olmo role. And now he can do it freely because his replacement at left wing is still a quality player. On top of that, Rashford can play on the right when Yamal needs a rest. This is a player that has the ability to beat his man and score a worldie from
He
anywhere
loves
on
to
the
cut in and
pitch.
shoot.
Yes, he's at his
And
best on
does
the
his
left wing where he can cut
little
inside onto his preferred
celebration,
right foot. But I've
you know.
also seen him cook defenders on the right hand
People
side.
say that
I've seen him
Kimmich
put up
made
incredible
it,
numbers playing as a
Chouameni
number
made it. They
9.
might
What's important
have
about
made it,
Rashford is that he's
but I
someone
love
who
when
creates
Marcus
moments
does
of
it.
magic. And when you look at this Barca side, there's not actually as many players as you think that can do that. It's Yamal and it's Rafinha. And I would argue Rafinha has had those moments of magic when he's been allowed to roam freely, not when he's stuck on the left-hand side. Olmo can do it too, but how healthy is that guy? For me, Rashford is a very low-risk,
Why is he taking
high-reward
shots at
situation.
everything,
His
man?
wages are lower than Fati's, and he was
Where's
willing to
Man
take a
United
pay
now,
cut
Olmo?
to come to Barca. So even
Yeah,
if it doesn't
taking a
work
pay
out,
cut.
he's just a rotational option. Barca's season doesn't depend on Rashford, so whether he gets injured or he's inconsistent again, there are not major issues for Barca. What the club really needs is the ability to rest their best guys without seeing a drop-off in quality. They need to be able to rest Rafinha for a game and not worry about losing points. With so many different competitions and injuries constantly happening, it's a luxury to be able to have someone like Rashford who can play, because he offers a flash of energy and brilliance off the bench. When Barca are going to be grinding it out against the terrorist low blocks of La Liga, a player like Rashford can unlock those blocks. Whether he's starting or coming on in the 65th minute, this is a player that can make things happen. I mean, just imagine Balde and Rashford running at Trent Alexander-Arnold on that left-hand side. Too much pace and power. All Rashford has to do is put his head down and work
He might
hard.
be
Listen to
cooking
Flick's
for next
instructions
season, bro. I
and
don't
do what
even
he
like
says,
saying the
because
word
the quality
cooking,
and
man.
ability is there.
I'm so
and the
fucking
one guy
happy,
that can
man.
bring it out of him
We
is
got
the German.
Rashford,
For
guy.
anybody that's doubting
Guys.
Rashford, just remember,
Us as Barca
Ferran
fans
was
can be
doubted
so
too by
optimistic
Barca's
about
own
this signing,
fan
man.
base. To
We
see
can
how
be
the
so-
Spaniard
You could be
rejuvenated his
so happy
career.
about this signing. Maybe I should react to the Ferran Torres save his career video next, but who knows? What is it? In my opinion, this is a W sign for Barca. Finally, Deco stopped putting his finger in Deco's ass. Finally, Deco stopped putting his finger on Luis Diaz's ass and actually started to go for Marcus Rashford. I always wanted this signing from the start. I think even before we started to go for Nico Williams. We've been fiending for Rashford ever since January. We finally got this nigga, bro. Finally. I feel like he's not only versatile, he can play anywhere in the attack. I also feel like you can make, like, there's so many options you can do in the attack. Like Rafinha can play cam, Rashford can play left wing, Levitt can play up top, Yamal can play right, or Rashford can play right, Rafinha left, Lewandowski striker, or Rashford can play up top, Rafinha left, Yamal right. Like, there's just so many options that you can do in Marcus Rashford. Barca fans have every right to be optimistic about this signing because I feel like it'll work out well in my opinion. So yeah, that'll be the end of this video. I'll already have the Google Doc of predictions lined up for you guys. I might add a little new, I might add a few more new ones. So yeah, I'm just telling you the next video is going to be about my predictions about Barca this season in my opinion. So yeah, that'll be the end of the video, and yeah, see ya.